Here.
Here.
Here. Everyone's had a chance to read the minutes of the 10th of April. No additions or corrections, they will stand presented as, stand approved as presented. Need a motion to amend the agenda, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Peggy Porter.
Well, your financial reports this month ended well. We did push over that 2 million mark, which is what we've been wanting to do. We kind of ended there at 2.1. Still have the airport to conclude, but we're hoping that that'll be done this month. That's what we're hoping for. So that's that. And then, let's see, I don't think there's anything else too major coming
How
out.
much more was there on that?
Hmm?
How much more was there on the airport?
I think it was 38,000.
Not as much as I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's really not.
Well, you know, somehow we survived that runway. By golly.
Yeah.
We were pretty sure we might have to borrow money, but we didn't. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Suzanne didn't have anything. We talked, well, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, I don't remember, about the dependent insurance. And I was figuring it one way, Peggy was figuring it another, doesn't matter, we're both in favor of it. But, hi Joe.
I do.
When you take all of the premium and take 75% of that, no, that's not the way we were doing it. No, we're gonna take,
We're paying all of the employee portion.
and 75% of the
75%
net.
of the-
When you do that, it comes out to be 87.5% of the total premium for that employee.
Oh, okay. Well, would that vary on the amount?
A little bit, depending on which one you take out. If you're just gonna cover just your child, or if you're gonna cover just your spouse, or if you're gonna cover the child and spouse. So it varies a little bit, but
Not a great lot.
but not significantly.
But that's, you know, we talked about Mansfield doing 90,
Yeah.
someone else doing 75, but I mean, that's a significant amount. And Peggy feels like we can do that, and that is really, that's something, I think.
Hey, that's, and if anybody gripes about that, I'd like to talk to them.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. It really is.
Keith, I think your main question was whether or not we could get it into the budget,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been working on.
Yeah.
And we've pretty well got them, I think, finished up, and we are managing that
Yeah.
without
Okay,
any
so there
major
you go.
issues, so.
So I'm proud of the council and for doing that, because that's, in this day and time, I can't think of a benefit they've got that's any more valuable than insurance. We will. I would ask for a motion to approve the dependent, I don't know how to put that, a motion to approve the dependent coverage of 75%.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good. Thank you, that's something we can be proud of.
And I believe, David, will make that effective on the July 1.
Yeah.
We'll make it for this next budget.
And the next fiscal
Yeah.
period.
That'll give us time to get the employees informed of everything and put it on.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen, appreciate it.
Yeah. The grant for the lower park was denied. And that's okay. I mean, we were disappointed, but not completely. And the reason for that is our portion of that grant is going to be pretty close to what it costs to build a bathroom. So, once we found out that that didn't go through, Peggy has put into the budget about 65,000, somewhere around that, for bathroom. And we're gonna kind of wait. I told her I'd like to wait until fall. And it gives us a little more time to kind of think about it. And I'm already thinking maybe we might put it in a different place than we were talking about. We're gonna have to put it in a different place. Maybe it ought to be over on the other side of the playground. You know, that gives us a little more time to think about it. And if some crisis arises in the fall, we've got extra built into the budget. But anyway, that's the plan. And that 65 is one just like we've got in Apple Park, only with heat. And probably a water fountain thrown in. So that's not a total disaster.
Is that the grant that was going to finish the trail and the
We're gonna
bridge?
finish the trail and the bridge. And the thing we were really after in the beginning was the bathroom. That's the real big deficiency down there. So while we were disappointed about it, I think we still got a chance to get the bathroom. That's a big part. So we'll see this fall kind of where we are. We did get the plaques made for Kathy's trail dedication. And I don't know if I mentioned that last time or not. It's not just a square plaque. I'm not much of an artist, guys. It's shaped.
That doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
The plaque looks really
It looks, it looks better than that. And it's made out of the same material the one is on the inside of the door here. And at the top it says established 1997, Kathy J. Thompson Walking Trail. And there are two of them, and I don't,
He called today sometime in June. He's got to get with the children.
okay. So we want one in the upper part and one in the lower part. And so she called and talked to Brian about when we might kind of have a little deal and dedicate that to Kathy. So that's in the making. One of the things that Peggy and I have been, of course, she's doing the budget. $48,000 for the Bobcat, which I ordered from Bobcat. And that's one of the reasons that it's about 20,000 less than we thought is because they're part of this Missouri bid process, like our other trucks and tires and things are. And it was a significant difference. I did have to go up, it didn't have a bucket on it. And I thought maybe they'd want a bucket in Bobcat. So that's with the bucket on it. That's got the auger attachment, two different size augers, the bucket. It's heated, has air conditioning. So.
Who's getting this?
Well, it's supposed to be for the cemetery, but I suspect they're going to be using it quite often. The next step, and we need to be looking for, we don't have a trailer to haul it. And someone suggested a box trailer. Well, if we found one that we thought we could afford, then we could leave it in that, we could back it up out at the cemetery and leave it inside.
I think it'll be one of their most used pieces of equipment.
Yeah, I think so too. It's, anyway, we went ahead and ordered it, knowing it was gonna be a 60 or 90-day delivery. And he said it'd be at least 60 days, so it'll fall into our next fiscal year. And we budgeted for it. We budgeted for the bathroom. Seemed like it was something else
We put 135,000 in for paving,
for paving.
and I'm hoping to get that budget out to you either tomorrow or
And
next.
I tell you, I haven't sat down with Carl, but I'm pretty sure that we will do the strip from Old Casey's Cemetery. And that's gonna take most of it.
Is there any of it that needs to be milled though?
That's counting the milling.
Yeah,
We can't do that. We can.
it is gonna be.
Inclusive milling.
Do you think we can get that much done?
Well, we kind of figured it, was about 33 or 35,000 for milling and 80-some thousand for the asphalt.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking all the way, yeah.
You mean from your house?
No, from.
We're not gonna do
14
your
all the way. No. I might donate it. I already donated. But I was thinking all the way to, where they put the water line in but you said to.
I'm talking about from Old Cases at 14,
Right.
all the way to the,
Clinking beards.
no, to the top of the hill.
You think we can do that for 135? I don't believe we can, from the numbers we was talking about the last time.
Well, I don't think that was Pennington. The Pennington.
I think it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, the 8,000 to mill from Old Casey's to Pennington.
I think so. I mean, I wished I.
Well, but we figured 30-some thousand to mill all the way to the cemetery.
Okay, okay,
We think.
yeah,
Yeah.
well.
I hope so.
yeah,
Well, that'd be great,
great.
based on how thick it is.
Carl came up with the
And-
figures.
And also, and Carl mentioned there's somebody did, but all of anything in the road has to be accounted for. I mean, any valve. If you go down and you mill it all the way down and it's sticking up this far, so it's gonna be a slow process, getting the stuff off there, that tearing anything up.
But
Well, that's good.
wasn't it Tom Woods that said, if the same people that mill it put the new down, they'll usually cut you a pretty good deal on the milling. So you might get the milling for quite a bit cheaper if it's the same company. Is it gonna be the same company?
I think so.
I believe
Thank
Jernigan's does both, yeah.
They do.
And usually that's who gets our bid. Now, we put it out for APAC, but they buy their asphalt from Jernigan's.
It's hard to do.
Or that's been the case.
Well, I'll throw something in here because it has to do with the Mansfield Road. I was walking, Benny and I was walking through there last night and it's about the 1100 block where the box culvert that we put the new bottom in. Right there at that, we need the street department to look at that. There's a hole on the edge of that. It's not in the culvert, it's on the edge of it. And
All the way
it
through
needs
the
to
asphalt,
be-
all the way through the road.
Yes, it needs to be addressed pretty quick, because if that should happen to
Yeah,
KV, there might be a pretty good hole underneath that we don't know anything about.
Last time I got down there was a snake at the side of the, I came flying out of there.
But it's, the culvert.
We let you look.
Now, this is it's not in the culvert, it's on the edge of it.
What's on the edge?
Yeah, it's like it's just hollowed out on the edge of it.
Washed
It just
out.
needs to be, it needs to be filled in.
Okay.
But it,
I'll look tomorrow, get Carl over there. Talking about Carl, we've got an awful lot of stuff to clean up. And I thought it was more than normal. Carl says it's quite a bit heavier, because we've got more people over here and more old stuff over there. But it's pretty heavy this year. The old pile of brush we had, a huge pile, he got it burned, had to get a burn permit, but he got it burned. But I suspect, and it's normally last year we got it done pretty much in a week, maybe one other day. It's gonna take a full 2 weeks to get this done. So anyway, they're doing it, weather's been good.
When do they start picking up?
Monday, started yesterday.
yesterday.
And mostly what they did was, as I noticed, the maintenance crew was picking up stuff that was not brush. the brush, so. Anyway, they're hard at it. I did call Jerry Pitts again in regard to clearing us off a spot out there above the electric department. I have talked to him also about the 9 acres, but I'm just hoping to get the one over at the electric shed done. And he assured me that he'd get it done in this pay period. I was kind of thinking in the beginning we'd get it done and maybe get the concrete poured. Maybe not, but anyway, he assured me that he'd do that.
I talked to a guy that I delivered to, and that's what he does. And I was asking about the concrete, and what he told me, just wherever the main beams are going to be, and I think they're 20 or 25 feet. I think 25, I believe, on that Mansfield building we looked
I
at.
think it was.
But he said as long as they're prepped to at least 2 foot square and, 2 foot deep, and that's where when you're pouring your concrete, just dig it out and let that go down at a minimum of 2 feet square. And that's where your bolt patterns will go for the beams. So if we prep up.
When they do that, Burley, when the building is built, the bolts are then, or do you put the bolts in when you pour the concrete?
No, I asked him about that, and I said, does the bolt pattern need to be put in? And he said, no, I don't put them in until he said, I drill them, and then I epoxy the bolts down in the concrete afterwards.
So the important thing is to get the support for all of those places.
Just as long as the supports are in the right place, so we can, if it works out, we can prep that.
Well, when the time comes, we need to talk to, we've got somebody who'll help us with the specs on that.
And another thing I asked him about was a ledger, for the metal, and he said that has to be added to the width of the building.
A ledger, what do you mean?
Yeah. So the metal don't stick out past the concrete. It's flush with it. Just put a ledger in the concrete, and he said you add that. Like if your building's going to be 40 foot wide, you make the concrete 40 foot 3 inches, and that gives you an 1.5 inch ledger on it all the way around. Then your metal sets on it. So. But I didn't know how they done that, but that's how they prep it.
Well, I can assure you, in case you're worried about it, it will not be me that takes care of having the concrete poured all by myself. I'll need help when the time comes. But we've got to get him to clean the ground off, find us a place for it. So he says he's going to. We did get a letter from Chris Flagel, who was the engineer on the airport, saying that David was going to, I've forgotten what the thing said, but anyway, David was going to send him pictures of the road, and they've not done the road yet, but they will. That's still in the making. From taking all that milling away, they crushed the edge of the road big time all down through there. So that's still to be done. A couple of months ago, I had a call from someone that suggested to us that we might consider some sort of veterans memorial down in the park. So I got a hold of Bill Henry and asked him if he'd kind of think about that, which he has. He's been to West Plains, he's been over to Sparta. There's just all kinds of veterans memorials. And the one at West Plains, he's shown me pictures, is pretty elaborate. And that's not necessarily something I think we could afford, but we were kind of thinking about as you cross the bridge coming this way, over on the right-hand side, there's a bluff there, there's been something there, and what is, there's a heart was on that bluff and maybe some flowers or some kind of design, and of course it's kind of gone. So we were kind of looking at that spot as something maybe with some sort of a sign that would show toward the road to recognize, not just a sign, but at least a sign that would show toward the road. So we're still in the process of thinking about that. I'm going with him over to West Plains Friday night, and we'll look. He's kind of interested in having something down there by November, which he says is the 100th anniversary of Veterans Day. Now, all of your other veterans, you know, we're busy with the Vietnam Wall and all kinds of stuff between now and September, and so they're not going to be involved too much in that at this point. But maybe a point where more people are involved. Anyway, we're just the beginnings of it, just to kind of see what we can come up with.
Would that particular spot let us get flags up?
Good one.
Would that particular spot let us get flags up where we need them?
There's some trees there.
That's what I was wondering
Of
about.
course, it doesn't have to be a real tall flag, but we might put one.
I can't remember much recently.
I don't know either. There's some trees there. But I mean, you probably could. I'll have to look.
I can't remember.
But you're right, we would want a flag and it'd need to be lighted with. If I left anything out, Suzanne?
We're okay.
Need a motion to approve the court documents, please.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion going to close.
I will make a motion to go into close.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?